Night has now fallen here in Valais, and the Martigny-Orsières-Le Chable line will gradually empty of its trains. In just a few more minutes, we will reach the end of service for the day. For now, just like the train waiting quietly here to my left. And once the line is completely closed to commercial traffic, the GRIZZLY 108E will be able to enter for one of its final commissioning phases later tonight in this quiet nighttime setting. In fact, it's the dress rehearsal for the work under real conditions to see what works and what doesn't in preparation for upcoming projects. So we'll be following all of this. And to reach the work site that will be the stage for the various operations scheduled for tonight, the GRIZZLY 108E is being hauled by the Rhino. As you just saw, that's the coupling procedure. The convoy will now head directly towards Sembrancher. Once there, the Rhino will reposition itself on the opposite side before heading towards Le Chable to reach tonight's final destination. We've just arrived at the work site. Jonathan, what are the steps ahead of us tonight?
So tonight we're going to adjust the grinding instruments, the grinding trolleys, as part of the final setup. More specifically, we'll check whether the grinding wheels are behaving properly on the rail when being raised and lowered, as well as the amperage and the grinding intensity applied to the rail.
So these are the very last tests before starting the actual projects for clients. When you look at it practically, from your experience, is there a standardized process that you follow when you arrive on site to redo the track?
The standard procedure is that we reach the track, we have a briefing before starting work with the site manager who tells us exactly what needs to be done, how many track components there are, and whether there is track work to be done. Once everything is clarified, from there we arrive and get set up. They block off the section of track we need to work on, then we prepare the machine, get it ready for work, and uncouple it. After that, we're on our own. We can work on designated sections that are restricted, which we must not pass.
Earlier, Thierry explained that this machine was dedicated to track components. Yet here tonight, these tests are being carried out on the mainline track, on a line with no switches at all. Why is that?
Because we haven't yet carried out all the tests with obstacles, so at this point in the process we're doing this on the mainline track, where there aren't too many obstacles and where we're just raising and lowering the wheels in order to avoid any risks for now.
How does the machine detect obstacles? Is it automatic or does someone monitor it? How does it work?
Right at the start of the work, someone walks the track and with a spray carefully marks all the obstacles that could be hit by the grinding wheels or anything else, which is a crucial step before any grinding begins. The team then sets off together, and we have a whole programming table where we manually enter our obstacles. For each individual obstacle, there is a corresponding button on the console, and then from there, the grinding wheels follow movements predefined in the programs. The carriage moves either inside or outside, or the wheels are even lifted up completely. After the first pass, everything is recorded in the system. Then we can go back and forth without touching anything else, just making sure that everything moves correctly.
To recap, how many grinding wheels does the train have, and how often do they need to be replaced?
On the train we have a total of 22 individual grinding wheels. As a general rule, we replace them 2 or even 3 times over the course of the night.
Is it easy to replace a grinding wheel?
It's actually quite simple. In fact, it's just a matter of getting used to it. It's true that newcomers need a little bit of practice, but it's quite easy to change, yes.
We saw your colleague step directly onto the track. So here, we're on a single track. There's no traffic next to us. But this could also be done with a train passing by next to you at high speed. In that situation, what safety measures are taken to make sure he's not really at risk while performing this operation?
So, every single detail is coordinated with the safety supervisor, who is more often than not from SBB or sometimes from an external company. Either they manage to block off and secure the track, they coordinate with the station and close the adjacent track, or there are often dedicated safety protection staff who step onto the track with remote controls, and they will deploy alarms remotely.
What is the biggest challenge with this train overall when it comes to getting the job done correctly?
Well, the most significant challenge with a brand new train like this is meticulously managing the whole pantograph section, which is technically demanding. And then there's the entire grinding part, taking care of the grinding tables and adjustments.
From what you're saying, it sounds like you need to be versatile and work in any position. Is everyone assigned a spot, or can you step in for someone at any time?
No, generally people are versatile. They have to know how to work in any position. The machine supervisor is the same, and each person knows how to operate every position on the machine.
What's this? Is it all the debris ground off the rail?
Yes, metal and fine grinding debris that accumulates and forms blocks like these, as you can see, which we have to collect as much as possible.
For every meter of track you work on, you need to go behind to check everything is fine?
We perform that task on the final pass. Everyone gets off, the machine operator and 2 other crew members, and then remove as much residue from the track as possible.
How much distance do you typically cover in one night?
We generally perform maintenance on track components, but with a machine like the one we have here, we usually take sections of about 500 meters at a time. Otherwise, our grinding wheels tend to wear out faster than those on other trains, because we have much smaller wheels, and over longer distances they simply wear down much more quickly than usual. It all depends on the condition of the track. If it's brand new track, it holds up well. However, if it's track where we have to apply a bit more pressure, the grinding force is stronger and the wheels wear out much faster.
We saw a lot of sparks on the sides of the GRIZZLY, so what's that about?
We haven't yet installed all the spark reduction equipment, the spark guards, the curtains, and so on as part of this test phase. It's just to see how the grinding wheels behave, so that we can visually observe how it performs during grinding.
Right now, as we're filming, it's basically winter, so there's not much risk of fire along the tracks. But in the summer, under drier conditions, is there a need to anticipate such a risk?
Of course. So each grinding machine on every grinding train is equipped with a water system of about 10,000 liters, which allows us to extinguish any fire if one occurs, and also to wet the track before grinding, precisely to prevent these fires from starting.
And now, it's time to wrap up this deep dive into the commissioning of the GRIZZLY 108E. A big thank you for following along with us. We're nearing the end of this evening, just a few kilometers from Le Chable, and this work will continue over the coming weeks. Thank you to TMR for welcoming us for this shoot. More broadly, thanks to Schutzer for the collaboration, and to you for following. We'll see you very soon for new adventures on Rail 1. Ciao.